And welcome back to Leahy Stadium for the final game of the Ignatian Cup. The winner of this game will win the cup because both of these teams have beaten Omaha Skutt. Both of these teams have beaten Mount Michael. It's Creighton Prep versus Omaha Skutt. Myself, Brendan Preisman, alongside Tyler Reedy. And Tyler, we should have an interesting final match in this Ignatian Cup.
Yeah, certainly. Both these teams, as you mentioned, took care of Mount Michael very handily. Creighton Prep, the 8-0 victory you just saw moments ago over the Knights, but Omaha Skutt as well earlier this morning before we came on the air. A 4-0 victory over Mount Michael. So these two squads, they feel comfortable heading into this one, and it should be a hotly contested matchup between a couple of the top schools in Class A and Class B.
Skutt's season started off a little rough. They had an overtime loss to Gretna in their opener, 2-1, and then a shutout loss to out-of-state Lexington, 2-0. But as we saw against Mount Michael, they're definitely a team that can do well against competition that they're better than, and it should be interesting to see what they can do against Prep because the Prep offense was going absolutely ballistic against the Knights of Mount Michael. They scored 8 goals, 2 apiece from Owen Glogowski, Zamari Isica, and Tyler Gonzowski. George Lauro and Max Matthews also added second-half goals for an 8-0 final victory. So, Tyler, what do you think Skutt's got to do to probably kind of upset the Junior Jays here today?
Limit the opportunities to work the ball into the box, whether it be on drives from outside or crosses. Omaha Skutt has got to keep Creighton Prep away from those set pieces. We just saw Noah Boyd, number 24 in white, the center back, do a really nice job shutting down Brady Bragg, forcing him to take too heavy of a touch, resulting in a goal kick. Omaha Skutt has to limit those opportunities because that is where the Junior Jays make their money. That's their bread and butter. They can keep Creighton Prep from finding those crosses and crashing into the box. Omaha Skutt should keep the Junior Jays off the board much, much better than Mount Michael did.
Yeah, playing it back, though, always risky against Prep because a well-coached team like Prep really good at forcing turnovers. Kyle Eck with it. Metcalf right there with him, playing very physical defense. Eck goes down. No call yet, and now they will call the foul on Metcalf, so the physical defense finally earns a whistle. And Kyle Eck, the freshman, will take it. He will play it over to Noah Boyd. Boyd will play it across the field to Zach Orada, and Orada will try a through ball down the left sideline. Jacob Hove is there for the Junior Jays, and the ball is cleared away. Can't really tell what's going on down there, but
it looks like
there is certainly something. It looks like a throw incoming. And nope, they're going to call a goal kick. So TJ Durfin, who didn't see any action at all really in the first half of the Mount Michael game, now has an early touch against the Eagles of Skutt.
Skyhawks.
Or the Skyhawks, excuse me. About 3 minutes into the game, and Durvin clears it to about the 43-yard line where it's headed away by Ben Shent, the freshman. Sam Shent, the junior, now has it. And Ooh, Brady Bragg really wanted that ball, ended up sliding in, but a little too late. Here is Shent with it. Gives to Shent. That's Sam Shent with the ball now, and he is trying to clear it to Tyler Phillips, the senior. But a nice play there by Thomas Fasali, getting the ball out of bounds and preventing the run from Phillips.
Bragg being played much, much further up the field than usual here in this Creighton Prep lineup. Usually we see him more back towards that right back position, but Baber, Hove, and it looks like Max Matthews is playing at the very least defensive mid. Maybe he's even gone all the way back to right back.
And it just shows you how many guys on this team can handle those different positions because Bragg, you mentioned the midfielders last game played incredibly well. Bragg has the ball skills and the speed to be able to play in that position. So he's definitely a guy that can play the midfield without Prep losing too much defensively and gaining a little bit in the midfield because he is a very solid midfielder. Durvin now going to clear it up. John Burns looking for it. It went off the head of Ben Shent and right to number 7, I think. Not sure who that is. Wasn't on the program. And now it is Aiden Morey with it. He played very well against Mount Michael. Had a lot of good runs. That ball, though, played right to Boyd, and Boyd was able to get it off his head to Orada. Orada to Will to Bobbin, the junior. And nope, they're going to call a foul of some sort, I believe. Jacob Hove with the free kick at about the 40-yard line. and he will send that away. Just looking in the direction of Metcalf and Pasali, I believe. Pasali able to get it back off the deflection. He will pass it over to Max Matthews, who made a couple of nice runs against Mount Michael. Matthews trying to make moves on Ben Shent. Forced back to the middle, and to the middle he will go with Jacob Hove. Definitely a little bit slower action than Mount Michael so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams having to feel each other out a bit. They're both very good programs.
Yeah, and a great defensive play there from, I think that is Tyler Phillips across the way, number 9, able to stop Thomas Pasali from making a run. Here is Hove, though. A lot of space for Jacob Hove, bringing it up as far as he can, finds Jack Johnson. Johnson will drop it to Matthews. Matthews also with plenty of space, and we did see that against Mount Michael. Prep defenders not afraid to take advantage of space if they're given it.
And Skutt definitely doesn't want to get too over-aggressive early on and let a Junior J run free on one of those diagonal runs that those midfielders love to get on to set up the crosses into the middle.
Certainly 4 defenders still back for Skutt. They've got 4 guys inside the 25-yard line right now. Here comes Matthews. Matthews does get it away to Brady Bragg.
Pasali.
Bragg was looking for him, but a great play by Phillips again, who's been very solid defensively in the opening 6 or so minutes. Baber heads it. It was brought down by number 7 again. No play made, though, and Prep with it. Burns working. Sam Shent behind him, giving chase. Now Burns backs away, tried to clear it, and it was blocked away to Hove. Hove looking for Bragg. What a play by Bragg to try and get it to Metcalf, but Noah Boyd firm defensively. And now here come the Skyhawks again. Crossing the field now, there is Ben Shent, the freshman with it, giving way to Zach Orada. And he will try a clear in. It will not work. Drayton Baber had a shot at it, almost fell down. Oh, a great slide tackle there by Nick Ostopovich, and now Prep on the run. This is where they're most dangerous. And here comes Thomas Pasali to Metcalf. Metcalf going to reset the run a little bit.
Good ball fake.
Taking it in, trying to get past the defenders. Some solid defense there. Oh, bodies hit the floor.
Oh,
no
nothing.
call anywhere. Looked like Cole Essner basically ran over Metcalf, but nothing on the call. And now Drayton Baber will have to reset. So a great defensive stop there for Skutt. The first real run for Prep, but they weren't able to make it inside the 30.
Yeah, no chances for either squad just yet. It's been very well defended, as you see right there. Boyd making another play for Skutt.
We can't forget, though, there's a real chance that Prep is just feeling them out. Prep didn't score until the 13th minute against Mount Michael, and they still ended up with 8 total goals. So you definitely can't say that the offense hasn't been there, because it has, but sometimes it will just take a while for this Prep team to find a crack in the armor. If there is no crack in the armor, though, then it's going to be because of how well coached Skutt is. They've certainly been well composed so far on defense.
Yeah, and another part to consider is the factor of playing 2 games in a day. You don't normally see that for a high school soccer team here in Nebraska. Maybe something to get used to, getting the legs back underneath you.
Speaking of legs back underneath you, near a header chance there. But Morgan Finkenbinder, the goalie, is going to dribble it out to the 25, slides down and clears it out. He's trying to make some moves, but able to get it back in. A little miscommunication there between Burns and Matthews, so the scoring threat completely neutralized. Great aggressive play by Finkenbinder to punch the ball out, and then he just kept going. Almost to the 25-yard line, and you don't normally see that with a goalie, but probably just giving his defenders a break because, as you mentioned, 2 games in a day, kind of tough.
Yeah, you usually don't see the goalkeeper coming out unless it's desperate measures, last moments of the game, maybe on a corner kick. But, hey, Finkenbinder getting aggressive.
Or if you're playing my brother in FIFA.
That too.
Ball cleared into the middle. Some nice defense there by Pasali, playing well back.
Good step by Hove.
Here comes Sam Shent. Ostopovich with it, and he keeps it. I can't tell the difference between 8 and 9 on Skutt, so I'm just going to assume that was number 9, Tyler Phillips. And it was. Number 8, Dylan Toth, is walking over to about the 29 28-yard line right now.
9's got the orange shoes.
Yeah, and 8 is currently marking Brady Bragg, the junior defenseman for Prep. Drayton Baber up the middle. Zamira Saka is now in for the Junior Jays. He opened the scoring in the 13th minute against Mount Michael in their opening game of the day.
Seconded the scoring, too. 2 goals
Yes,
for
he did.
Saka.
Had the first 2, then Gonzalski, then Glogowski twice, then Gonzalski, and then Max Matthews. A lot of scoring from Prep against Mount Michael. None so far here today. And a big reason for that is Noah Boyd able to make a nice play there, and Metcalf, normally such an aggressive striker, has been very limited so far by the defense of guys like Noah Boyd.
Yeah, and that's a big difference when you're comparing Skutt and Mount Michael. Skutt, much better sized on the back end. That's one reason why Creighton Prep is so good and so well constructed to be able to shut down offensive opportunities. Hove, Matthews, Baber are all really built up and can shield off attackers very well from the ball and keep them from getting looks. Same story with Skutt. We've already seen Boyd do it a couple times. They also have number 21, Kyle Eck. He's just a freshman, but he's a pretty big body as well. So Skutt, keep an eye on that, trying to limit Creighton Prep with their size.
Body a little too big for Skutt on that last play as the officials called a foul. And it is going to be a free kick from Prep from about the 41. Jacob Hove to take it. He's got Max Matthews on the right sideline with a lot of space if he wants it, but it looks like he's going to go straight for goal. Not going to get there, but Thomas Pasali will take a touch and bring the ball down, trying to work on Ben Shent. And now he's going to reset it. Resetting it all the way back to Hove, so nothing doing on the free kick there, and Prep's going to have to reset. Hove into Johnson. Nice header, and Issaca is there. Scored 2 in the opening frame. But once again, Noah Boyd there to neutralize a threat.
Goal kick.
Oh, and it looks like Issaca must have been out of bounds. And we saw that a couple times in the second half against Mount Michael. Prep would make some runs, but run just a little too far and go out of bounds. 28 minutes to go in the opening frame. Still 0-0 between Prep and Skutt. And Prep, much like against Mount Michael, has been living in the offensive end, but nothing to show for it as of yet.
Man, the way this one's going, I wouldn't be totally shocked to see it remain at 0-0 for quite some time. Yes, Prep has had a lot of possession on the Skutt end, but have they really gotten any quality looks?
No.
I don't think so.
They haven't gotten a look yet. I don't think they've gotten shot on goal. Ostopovic trying to clear it up. That will not work. But a great play there by Brady Bragg to come in and try and start a run of his own. That doesn't work. Skutt trying to clear it, and Pasali will say no to that. They wanted a handball on Drayton Baber off the deflection. They're not going to get it. And Maury will header it straight to Boyd. Boyd looking for the captain, Urata. Metcalf right there, and Urata kicks it out of bounds towards the fans. So the defenses of both teams really stepping up, but I do think part of it, too, is that the passes are pretty dangerous passes. Like, Prep obviously likes to share the ball around, but it seems like a lot of the passes they're making require a defender to make a mistake, or at least require the ball to go over a defender.
And I think the flip side of that, too, is Skutt has been much better positioned, much better coached than Mount Michael. They've been in position to make life a lot more difficult trying to find those through balls and make those runs for the Junior Jays. Creighton Prep is either having to peel back like we saw Pasali do on that free kick or force something through.
Here is Max Matthews. Matthews trying to make moves, lost it, and now a run for Skutt. Here comes Dylan Toth, the junior. First time Prep's goal has really been in danger all day, and some hard defense there from Jacob Hove, and you're definitely going to get called for that just outside the box, I believe, at about the 10-yard line. But a lot more defensive miscues from Prep than we're used to seeing from them. And it is Dylan Toth, the junior defenseman, who is going to set up for a free kick. The wall right there. It is, let's see, it's Maury, Matthews, Baber, and then Jack Johnson is just hanging around behind them. Referee going to move them back. So this kick from about the 9-yard line, I want to say, and it is Noah Boyd, got one of the most powerful legs on this Skutt roster, who's going to take this kick, a real chance to take a 1-0 lead for Skutt. Oh my goodness! What a play from Noah Boyd. in the 14th minute. A rocket of a ball curving top left corner. Nothing that the keeper, T.J. Dervin, could do about that. And Skutt takes a 1-0 lead in the 14th minute. What a beautiful ball from Noah Boyd.
I just saw that leave his foot. I saw the line it was on. I saw the break of the ball, and I was like, oh, my gosh, that is a thing of beauty. And Noah Boyd, he could not have walked to the goal line and placed the ball in the net any better than that. That was absolute perfection. World-class free kick from Noah Boyd to make it 1-0.
Oh, absolutely. My goodness, you could not ask for a better kick than that. Perfect distance, perfect curve, perfect power. And Noah Boyd, for a defender, a very solid scorer of the ball. And you can see he put that one through with no issues whatsoever. So now Prep playing from behind for only the second time all year. They were down 1-0 against Omaha Central. They were able to come back and win that game in the final seconds. But playing from behind is not something this Prep team is used to, and we are going to see how that chemistry and how that well-coached, what's the word, like how well-coached they are. We're going to see how well that holds up in the face of a deficit, because it's very easy to have good chemistry and just do what you were coached to do when you're up. But when you're down, it's a lot more tougher. The desperation might start to creep in. So it's going to be interesting to see how Prep handles this.
Yeah, and it's a quick 180, too, from the 8-0 victory over Mount Michael, where they were in control and things were pretty easy the whole way through. Now it's tough. You're down 1-0 very early on, much like the Central game that you talked about. Millard North game as well. Prep was even at one apiece for a moment, but finished well in that game too. That's one thing Creighton Prep has done very well to start this season. They finished games. The late winner against Central also had a big insurance goal from Will Quinn. Is this a foul?
No, they ran into each other. I'm not sure how you can call a foul on that.
Johnson's going to plead his case.
It looked like it was Cole Essner and Zach Arata ran into each other, but the foul on Jack Johnson, the only Prepster in the area. Speaking of the Central game, he was the one who had the opening goal in that one. But now it's got another chance. Johnson, and the referee's going to let that one slide.
I think they got Skutt for something.
Where is he? I'm not sure there was anything. And now here comes Thomas Pasali trying to work. A nice leave of Tyler Phillips. And now Nick Ostopovich with it. Going to come in. Tried to get it to Zamir Isika, but no dice, and Finkenbinder will have a chance at the goal kick. First substitution for Skutt. Coming in, it looks like number 9, Tyler Phillips, is going to be taking a bit of a break. Here's the goal kick from Finkenbinder. And it looked like it may have gone off Basali. Baber didn't play it, and they are going to give it to Skutt. It did. It must have gone off Basali. I'm not sure it did, but it looked like it may have gone off his foot. So a lot of miscues for Prep in the early going.
Yeah, it's been tough to get things straightened out a bit, trying to round back into form after a departure from normalcy, winning by such a wide margin against Mount Michael.
Baber clears it away, and Noah Boyd will have it, but Metcalf giving chase. Simon Metcalf sprinting down to the other end, puts pressure on Finkenbinder. Finkenbinder was able to leak it out to Boyd just in time. Boyd going to shovel it over to Kyle Eck, the freshman. Eck with plenty of space, and a nice kick there, looking in the direction of one of his strikers, but once again, no dice. John Burns tried to go for the header, but Cole Essner was there first. Another header. And now Ostopovich, ball bouncing around in the air quite a bit. And it'll go into the John Deere cart for a moment. So now a throw-in from Prep for Thomas Pasali. And he will get it into Burns. Burns, a wonderful touch. And Isika with a chance. Here comes Zamir Isika. He had 2 goals in the opener. Hit from behind. And I think they called something.
They did get a foul on
Okay,
Skutt.
yeah. So it was Sam Shen in from behind. A quick kick here for the Junior Jays. No, they did stop play.
Ostopovich is still chatting with the referee, and now I think we're good to go.
Yes, it certainly looks like it. So from about the 28-yard line, it is going to be, it looks like Simon Metcalf is going to have a go at this one. Metcalf, one of the strikers. No goals yet on the year, but he has helped lead a lot of the attacks that have led to goals, and he is fantastic in set pieces. He's setting it up instead of reaping the benefits this time. Let's see what he can do with this one. And it's into the box. Looked like either Brady Bragg or John Burns might have had a shot at it, but nothing doing for them. So another goal kick for Skutt. And at some point, Tyler, you got to wonder, when is Prep going to take advantage of these opportunities?
Yeah, it was interesting. Normally you'd see Jacob Hove take those free kicks, maybe just a little too deep into the offensive end for him, but Metcalf certainly got it to the right spot. Maybe a little too much on it, but tough to judge. Prep's just going to have to keep pressing.
And here comes Pasali. He's certainly putting pressure on right now. That ball was tipped. They say off Pasali, so some solid defense there from the Skyhawks, and we will have a throw-in deep in their own end. It's Kyle Eck who will take it. Nope, he will actually leave it, and go back and set up the defense. And you can see, like, Skutt is still very concerned with the Prep offense. They've still got 3 guys inside the 10-yard line right now. They definitely want to make sure the Prep doesn't have a chance to get a run going without them having an advantage in the box.
Yeah, they've certainly been focused 100% on defense. Aside from the free kick goal from Noah Boyd, we haven't seen Omaha Skutt really generate anything else offensively, and it's mostly because all their players have been back in the defensive end, locking down Creighton Prep. To their credit, they have locked down Creighton Prep's offense.
Yep, a couple of drops back to Noah Boyd, the lone scorer so far, as we're under 20 minutes to go here in this first half. Deep kick, looking for Will to Bobbin. Couldn't quite get it there. Brady Bragg with great defense. Here is Matthews to Bobbin giving chase. Nice move from Max Matthews. And he has to drop it back to Bragg. Bragg thought about a drop, nothing there. And a lot of defensive pressure deep in this end from Skutt, too. You mentioned, like, they're not offensively attacking, but they are defensively attacking. Certainly a lot of pressure on the Prep defenders, much more so than Mount Michael in the opener.
Yeah, the midfielder is definitely going to be very active, working with their way back defensively to cover for these runs like this.
Hove, what a play.
Pressure.
What placement from Jacob Hove. Had it to Pasali, but Noah Boyd once again getting in there to break up the threat. Might have been the best run of the day for Thomas Pasali, but Noah Boyd right there to stop him.
Yeah, Noah Boyd is to Skutt Catholic what Jacob Hove is to Creighton Prep. Just a rock back there at the center back position.
And that off a deflection will go right to Finkenbinder. You can pick it up off a deflection of your own teammate. They just have to kick it directly to you for it to be illegal if you pick it up. And Finkenbinder going to take his time here. 18 minutes to go. That kick will bounce right at midfield. Baber with a chance at it. And fighting with a Skutt attacker. And now Burns will take it out to Matthews. Matthews plenty of time. But giving chases to Bobbin, and Matthews lost the ball out of bounds, and that's one that the Junior Jays would want to have back. Definitely want to take advantage of runs like that, but Prep just has not been able to do that so far today.
No, they have not. Just been slight mistakes, and I mean, you can't fault them too much because you want to be going at maximum speed and try and generate as much as you can getting around these defenders, but touch is just a bit too heavy. Creighton Prep hasn't been as refined as usual here against Skutt Catholic.
Certainly not. Bragg, a header. Another header. 3, 4, and that's how the streak will end.
Come on, Zamir.
We wanted more, but Issaka now, by this point last game, he already had 2 goals. Tried the through ball to Johnson, came very close to working, but Boyd and Arata were right there. And now Skutt quickly coming the other way. And an opportunity here if they hurry. What great recovery from Pasali, though, to stop it. And Jacob Hove, as you mentioned, the rock of the Prep defense, able to neutralize the threat a bit. Oh, he doesn't see a man.
Got caught sleeping.
Dylan Toth right behind him. Looked like the Texas Tech baseball game from last night where the pitcher was just taking a little too long working on his glove and somebody came in and stole home.
Yeah, that was basically a steal of home right there.
Yeah,
but
you have to know where the attackers are if you're a defender, and Hove just forgot about Dylan Toth for a second. Luckily for Prep, nothing came of it, but you got to be really careful. Metcalf, dangerous pass by Metcalf, back and to the middle. That's something you don't want to see. And Hove to Matthews. Matthews shoulders it basically to Brady Bragg. Bragg going to try and settle it down a little bit. And a drop to Hove.
This is something we're seeing from Creighton Prep. They're having to work it back to their defense a lot more. They can't just push it up the field like they did against Mount Michael. They're having to take much longer to reset.
Certainly Burns in the midfield. And once again, another drop. They're definitely taking their time, are the Junior Jays. Johnson tried to drop it, but Tababan got in the way. Man down. Man still down. Looked like a bit of a shove from Will Tababan. And certainly a very physical game so far in the opener. Flom almost got the slide tackle there. Metcalf, a nice touch to Bragg. Ball bouncing around in the middle. And now here come the Skyhawks.
Whoa.
Baber, and they're going to get you for that every time. Dylan Toth looked like he might have had a run, but Baber shouldered him.
Looks like they
so it does look like
free kick right at midfield. Just past it.
And a nice quick kick there from Skutt. Metcalf trying to sprint back to recover, and he is able to. Ball played into the middle, but Baber right there. Gets it to Ostojipovic. Ostojipovic looking, cannot find Thomas Pisali. So here we go again, a throw in, it looks like, coming for the Skyhawks. How's your bracket doing, Tyler?
Oh, it's gone. I don't have any more points left on the table. My whole Final Four is ruined. I had a terrible Thursday/Friday night. UCLA, Arizona, Gonzaga, and who was my fourth? Auburn. All gone.
Wonderful.
Yeah, but at least I get to be here. This is a good way to bounce back and feel better about myself watching some soccer.
I certainly suppose. Team that's probably not feeling too great about themselves right now are the Junior Jays. A corner kick, and like you said, playing from behind, it's not something this team is used to, but they also haven't been in the attacking end as much as they're used to, because despite the fact that they didn't score too much before the Mount Michael game, you could tell that they were always going to be like running their set pieces and taking their time in the offensive end, but Skutt hasn't let them get comfortable on the attacking side of the field yet. And that's why the score is still 1-0 Skyhawks. Sam Shent on the corner kick, and this could be huge if he's able to give Skutt a multi-goal lead. Good-looking cross, headed away. I think that was Jacob Hove getting ahead on it. And a little bit of a rushed shot from that's Will Tababan. And Wynn took that one all the way out to the corner flag almost. So a threat neutralized for Prep, but they're going to have to get something going offensively at some point. Under 13 minutes to go in this opening half. TJ Dervin with the goal kick. And that will sky to about the 43. Over the head of Burns off the ricochet from Ian Scott. Nice play there by Glagowski to Matthews. Matthews on the run. Shovels to Isika. Matthews down on the ground in pain after the collision. Isika also down after a collision, and it looks like
goal kick.
They are going to give a goal kick. So very interesting. And the physical defense of Skutt continuing. Both Matthews and Isika ended up on the ground after that play.
Misaka's limping a little bit.
Matthews looked a little in pain too. As here comes Skutt. It's Kyle Eck with the ball trying to clear it. And nice catch there from one of his bench guys. So now Drayton Baber a chance to throw in from about the 40. Looking for Glagowski. Cannot find him. A collision. Glagowski looking for a call, but nothing coming. Isika there fighting with a defender. Looked like he was grabbed a little bit by Arata. Real physical defense from Skutt, and at some point you got to call some of this.
Yeah, and it's not only flustering the Junior Jays physically, but it looks like mentally as well. Starting to see a little bit of frustration coming out of Creighton Prep, and looking for calls.
Yeah, and there finally is a call.
It's going the wrong way for Prep.
What? Very confusing call there. Glagowski looked like he might have been taken out from behind. And it is going to be Orada with the kick. And you're right about the flustered mentally, because there have been a couple of plays that are perfectly clean, but even after the Prep guys get tackled and lose the ball, they're still looking for a call. So I don't know. At some point, either you got to start fighting fire with fire, or you just got to be able to make the plays on your own. Orada looks like he got hit in a place that you do not want to get hit. Grabbing his shorts. And that's going to be a tough one to walk off for Zach Orada. Staying in the game, though. Throw-in coming from Tababin. So the physicality coming from both sides now. And the aggression starting to ramp up. There's John Burns coming in on the attack. A nice clear to the other side towards Kyle Eck. Gets it away from Metcalf. Baber kicked it right off the face, it looked like, of Dylan Toth. But now here comes Skutt. Ryan Witt, the senior, with it. Has a man making a run. Danny, get it to him. No, Pasali able to make the play.
Pasali's been one of the few bright spots for the Junior Jays in this one. We've seen him leading the charge a bit offensively, trying to make those runs up the left side, but every time Skutt has looked to work the ball to that side of the pitch offensively, he's been back there as well. That time, beating his man on the run.
He's certainly been the perfect midfielder so far today for Prep, offensively and defensively, making an impact.
No doubt about it. Been a quick first half, too. No stoppages yet. Under 10 minutes to go.
What do you think Prep's got to do to get back in this ball game? Because the offense is just stagnant right now.
I think they need the halftime break. They need a little bit of rest, because that's the thing we've been talking about. Omaha Skutt has not played since 9 in the morning. Creighton Prep just finished the game against Mount Michael, and it certainly looks like they're getting beat physically. So they need those 10 minutes to rest up, talk things over, just get a drink of water, have a seat on the bench, and feel rejuvenated. But right now, I think to close out this first half, you just have to focus on surviving and keeping this deficit at a goal.
They did come out really strong in the second half against Mount Michael, scored 3 goals in the first 12 minutes. Corner kick from Skutt, headed away and out. It'll be a goal kick. It looked like Kyle Eck, the right back, was there for Skutt, getting his head on the ball, but no damage done. And TJ Dervin, another goal kick from him. Already more goal kicks for Prep in this first half than there were in the Mount Michael game. Shows you how much more of a balanced attacking game this has been. Only real difference was that spectacular free kick from Noah Boyd. And now it's Burns with it. Great play by the Skutt defender Ian Scott to take the ball away from him. Now Matthews with it. Back to Burns. Burns dancing around to Matthews. Matthews dancing around. He's made some nice moves today. And he will drop it back to Hove. Hove with Phillips coming right at him. Hove's got to be real careful here. Phillips might have won that ball. And they're going to say that's off of Hove. So a chance for Phillips here. Quick throw. He's going to take it. But now Prep coming the other way. Nice play from Pasali. Oh. And a foul called there. Owen Glagowski in disbelief about that call. Had 2 goals last game. Nothing on the score sheet so far today, but with 7:40 to go, it certainly appears that Skutt is winning, if not the physical battle, at the very least the mental battle. They seem much more composed right now than Prep does.
Yeah, certainly. Another opportunity off a free kick here. Creighton Prep has got to stay staunch in their positioning here and make sure nobody can get loose.
Sam Shent with the kick into the box and over the head of everybody. Ian Scott lunged for it, but it was well over his head. So another goal kick coming for the Junior Jays, and it is really, there's really just not been opportunities for them to get anything going offensively.
Yeah, normally, even if it is just a 1-0 game, there are several moments in the first half where you kind of gasp a little bit because the opportunity is so close right there, but we just haven't had that aside from the one free kick from Boyd. It's been just very 50-50, back and forth.
Certainly a very defensive game.
Back and forth in the sense of defense countering defense. You're absolutely right.
And a foul called on Zach Orada forced Zamari Isaka to the ground. So we are going to have a free kick, this time for Prep. Not really a goal-scoring angle here for Max Matthews, who's got 2 goals on the year, but certainly a set piece from which you could draw up an assist. And
they've
Owen Glagowski is in the ball game. He had 2 goals off of headers.
He's marked by Boyd,
Mount
though. That's
Michael.
going to be a challenge.
It certainly will be. You've also got Ithaca near the front of that prep line. So you're going to see a lot of prep running diagonally here. Here is the kick from Oh, no, Metcalf's going to take it. And the field goal is off the right post and no good. Pulled a Cody Parkey there. And much like Parkey, his team is left with no points. And it's going to be a goal kick for the team in green.
He didn't double doink it. We saw Peter Hoover do that between the 2 crossbars in the Mount Michael game. But, yeah, just must not have come off his foot the way he wanted it. Certainly expected it to be more of a low crosser swinging for somebody to potentially get a head on. But
and it's not necessarily bad that the kick was too high. It's just it wasn't as accurate as he wanted it to be either. Burns coming in with the header. And that header will go out of bounds. So it's going to be Urata going to take it. The captain of Skutt has been very solid defensively all day. Played very physically, but hasn't been called for too many fouls, which is really what you want out of your defender. We were talking about Noah Boyd and Jacob Hove earlier, but Urata has certainly been just as good, if not better, than both of them so far today with how well he's been stopping some of the prep attacks.
Yeah, absolutely. The Skutt defense has just been in perfect positioning. Creighton Prep, even the Millard North game, and of course in the Mount Michael game, the blowout, we see them constantly able to create these runs toward the corner and get in position to swing the ball across toward the box, but just hasn't been there at all for Creighton Prep.
Boyd hit one from the 8 earlier. Will he hit this one?
Look at that.
He will not, but he will get that into the box. Ball is loose. It's alive. Here comes Metcalf, a nice header. And Simon Metcalf, using the speed, has the angle on Urata. And now will leave it back for himself. Going to try and reset. 1-2 opportunity, but Brady Bragg turns back to the middle. Soft touch for Burns.
Ooh.
Oh, what
Wow.
a fancy move from John Burns. Left Essner slipping and sliding. And a real chance for Prep to get something going here. It is Pasali, and a bad touch by Thomas Pasali. Bragg not able to handle it. And now here comes Essner the other way. Pasali trying to make up for it. Coming all the way across field. Essner. And he is offsides. Tyler Phillips is offsides at the 33. That could have been very bad for Creighton Prep. A little bit of dumb luck that no goal was scored there. But some nice play by the Skutt defense. Cole Essner recovered from the slide and made a great play.
Yeah, and Pasali, like you said, just too soft of a touch, trying to get it to Brady Bragg. And you can get away with that when you're playing a team like Mount Michael, but not a team like Skutt. They have been jumping all over everything. Even the slightest mistakes of the Junior Jays, Skyhawks have been taking possession right back. Prep going to have to be nearly flawless in the second half if they want to tie this game, let alone come on top with a victory.
Yeah, certainly a lot. And neither team has been perfect, but Skutt's been able to take more advantage of the chances they've had. And Prep just has had a couple of chances, but only a couple of shots on goal. I think only 1 or 2, so definitely going to have to get the ball heading towards the goal and make Morgan Finkenbinder work at least a little bit more if they want to get something. Here is Ithaca. Ithaca fighting through contact. Went down, no foul. No foul, and they will give it a goal kick for Skutt. So here we go for Finkenbinder. Both goalies been fairly active, but not really. It's been the defense mostly stopping the offenses before they can get there.
Yeah, Finkenbinder has really not had to do much other than, watch somewhat closely at the defense clearing things out in front of him. Durbin, of course, had the one look on the free kick from Boyd that I don't know if any goalie could have stopped, but there's Finkenbinder again. Things have been fairly calm for him, but Metcalf going to try and cause some havoc.
Metcalf's been causing havoc all day, both against Mount Michael and now against Skutt. He's been using his speed to great effect. Hasn't forced any mistakes yet, but if he does, that could be something special for Prep. Brady Bragg making moves, dancing around. Ostopovic and chance here. Got to clear it to the left side, and he does. But Pasali's going to have to take this a little bit slower. Gets straight past deck, and a nice run from Pasali in the box. Looking, and the threat held by Skutt. What a kick from Ryan Witt. TJ Durden going to let it roll to him at the 20-yard line, well out of the box, and a minute 10 to go. If Prep's going to attack and knot this up before half, they got to do so quickly.
There's another just seemingly careless touch from Glogowski. One touching it over to the right side, assuming Matthews was going to be right there, and he was, but there's a Skyhawk in between him and the target.
I called a handball there on the Skyhawks. Under 50 seconds now. Here is Baber. And if you're Prep, you've got to be aware of the clock here. There's somebody yelling, have one. I think that's Jack Piernicki, who played indoor soccer with a lot of the guys on this
Is he
team.
down there somewhere?
I think I heard him.
Oh, gosh. Byrne, the starting quarterback for the Junior J varsity football team this past fall. Proud supporter of Junior J soccer, as we get a foul and a stoppage here.
Yeah, Witt down on the ground in some pain, and the
Card's
official
out.
bringing out a yellow card. Bill Kleber, the trainer, running out, and a yellow card being given to Brady Bragg, who is in disbelief.
He got one in the Miller North game, too.
Tough physical defender is Brady Bragg, but occasionally physicality is a little too much. So now there's 17 seconds remaining in the half, and Tyler, what do you think Skutt's got to do to keep this lead going and potentially pull an upset here in Leahy Stadium?
You just got to play smart. I mean, just don't have any mistakes in positioning, because if Omaha Skutt Catholic can stay in position and stay on their men, on the attackers of Creighton Prep, then there's no reason that the Junior Jays should be able to generate much offensively, because the big difference that we've noted again and again in this first half has been physicality and size. Omaha Skutt Catholic is a different beast compared to Mount Michael in terms of their size and ability to just kind of fluster and get in the head of the Junior Jays physically and mentally. If Skutt can just keep playing smart, keep playing strong defense, and not let anything slip past them offensively for Creighton Prep, there's no reason that they shouldn't come out on top, or at least come away with a drop, which I'm sure they'd be very happy with.
Yep, Ryan Witt to the bench, walking under his own power with a slight limp. And now here comes big-legged Noah Boyd. 17 seconds to go. Perhaps one more opportunity for the Skyhawks, up 1-0, but that will likely be our halftime score. Coming in now is Sam Shent, the junior. And 10 seconds to go. Why not?
Not bad.
Little bit to the right, but a nice kick from Noah Boyd. He had a nice kick from about 8 yards out in the first half, and that has caused the 1-0 margin that Skutt currently leads Prep by. So 1-0 right now at halftime. Skyhawks over Junior Jays. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Leahy Stadium for the final game of the Ignatian Cup that will determine who gets the trophy. Right now, both teams have been playing fairly well, but it is Skutt who holds a 1-0 advantage thanks to a Noah Boyd free kick in the 14th minute. I'm Brendan Prizeman alongside Tyler Reedy. And Tyler, pretty defensive battle in the first half, wasn't it?
Yeah, very impressive stuff from Omaha Skutt so far in this one, especially in the defensive end, like you said. Just out physicaling, as Tony Romo would say, for American football, out physicaling Creighton Prep, getting in their head a little bit, frustrating them, but Junior Jays just had 10 minutes to talk things over, regroup a little bit. I'm sure Coach Hoover, Coach Monzu had some important things to say to try and get their squad back into it. And we'll see how the Junior Jays respond early on, forcing that goal kick, already pressing.
You want me to give you one of those telestrator things you can like draw like Romo would? Just like, goal.
Oh, yeah, like the John Madden impersonation.
Yeah, just.
Not sure what a John Madden soccer impression would look like.
It'd be interesting. Sure.
I mean, I'm sure if you're talking about the way John Burns or Thomas Masali plays, it'd be goal because they're running all over the field up and down.
Certainly, there's been a lot of running all over the field. Not much to show for it so far, though, for Prep. They haven't even had a corner kick yet, and they're normally a team that excels at getting set pieces in the attacking area, but it's been very little, and guys like Noah Boyd, Cole Essner, Zach Arata have done a great job with that all afternoon. But Prep, like you said, has started this first minute and a half or so in the attacking end pretty consistently. The question is whether they'll be able to keep this pressure up until they find a little bit of a chink in the armor for the Skyhawks.
Yep, but just keeping it on the Skutt side of midfield. Maybe the way to do it if you're Creighton Prep, not necessarily getting chance after chance, but just keeping the pressure on so much that you potentially wear down Skutt Catholic a little bit. And that can reduce the physicality gap between the Skyhawks and the Junior Jays as we go down the stretch here. See how they play it.
That cleared ball almost to the Prep 20. I think they'd call that an icing penalty in hockey.
Yeah.
Is that what they call it?
Well, yeah, it's just I don't know what would constitute as the goal line here.
Yeah, that's also true.
Uh-oh.
And the ball is over the fence. The ball is over the fence, and the fans are booing. They are furious. They want their soccer.
Look at Sam climbing the fence.
Oh! Over the fence.
Team manager Sam Malik with a great play.
And then right back over the fence.
Incredible.
Well done. Probably the most exciting thing that a prep team affiliated player has done this afternoon in this game. Matthews taking his time, double teamed, got to clear that ball out, and he does. Looks like Pasali's got it, but right there with him is Dylan Toth.
Toth won't let him go.
Yeah, Toth is making, no, that's Tyler Phillips, and Phillips made Pasali work really hard for that ball. Pasali ended up basically going backwards just to hold on to it. And that ball into the middle, Glagowski. Will it come down? It will. A fair catch from Morgan Finkenbinder. Pinned him inside the 10. How about that?
Yeah. Sign him up, whoever needs a punter.
Prep. Oh. Yeah, a little bit of a hold there from Dylan Toth, and you cannot hook your arm around a player. They're going to get you for that every time. Toth, one of the more physical midfielders that this Skutt squad has, and did a decent job there at forcing the pressure, but wrapped his arm around Pasali, and refs won't let you do that. Oh, a nice header there by Jack Johnson. Chance here for Aiden Moore. He clears it in. That was deflected, so a corner kick for Creighton Prep, and now here's a really good opportunity, a little over 4 minutes into the second half, to have a set piece for the Junior Jays and maybe match that free kick goal that Noah Boyd scored earlier. Who are you looking for on this corner kick?
Well, obviously you have to look for Glagowski, but he's going to be neutralized by Boyd marking him. But actually, Boyd has switched over to Hove, center back against center back. So, yeah, watch Glagowski with that header. Got close to it.
Went off the back of Maury's head, it looked like. Burns comes flying in, and Boyd headers it away.
Handball.
They are going to call a handball. Looked like Hove a little too active with his upper limbs on that play. And Boyd will clear it up quickly to Tyler Phillips. Phillips working on Burns using the speed. Burns stays with him. Excellent play from Burns. And the ball out of bounds. Burns forced the turnover, I guess. And now a chance. Glagowski clearing it ahead to Johnson, but he's doubled by Eck and Boyd. Nothing he could do to get that ball. But a whistle on Jack Johnson.
Shoes off for Boyd.
And the fans furious.
Yeah, officiating has been interesting in this
It's
one.
been a very physical game,
yeah,
for certain.
So that does make it a lot tougher on the officials, and fans haven't been pleased with a few of the calls.
Well, because it's like, what do you do? Because if you start calling like everything that actually is a foul, then this game's going to drag on forever.
Yeah,
And
it's like one of those things you hear about so much in basketball. Like you don't
want to call
it
every
all.
foul.
You don't want it all on your side. You just want it consistent.
And it's the same thing with football too. Like, oh, there's holding on every play. There's probably pass interference on every. Some of the football players, speaking of, I see Jack Stessman and Trey Olden in the stands right now. They're unhappy with some more of the calls.
Yep. He's sitting right next to him.
Got a nice little beanie on. Baber going to clear it across. Here is Jacob Hove with it. A little bit of space, but a man coming on. Aggressive defense from Skutt. Once more. And Pasali, good defense there from Tyler Phillips, and we cannot see what is going on.
Throw in.
I will say, though, I do prefer the press box to like being outside.
Yeah, it's not the warmest place in the world up here, but it
could be colder.
Could be much worse. Yes.
We could be dealing with the wind because it is a little gusty outside. Burns with it.
I think our computer appreciates the warm weather as well.
Yeah. And here comes Brady Bragg.
Look at him go.
A run. Had it to Gonzalski there for a second. Bragg comes in, and there was a whistle, so it'll be a prep penalty kick from the 25 or so yard line. And this is where you want a guy like Drayton Baber, who's got a really powerful foot. This is where he can work some of his magic. It's going to be Brady Bragg, excuse me. Looks like another bit of a set piece, but if you're prep, especially for a guy like Tyler Gonzalski or Jack Johnson, you got to crash off of this kick. You got to try and crash to the keeper and force him to make a mistake.
And even if you don't get a touch on the ball, just put pressure on the keeper, obstruct his vision a little bit.
And a nice little chip.
Ooh.
He had Jack Johnson. It was off the post. Burns playing it back in, but it's saved away. Still loose. Who's got it? And play stopped dead. Burns made a nice kick in that Finkenbinder barely got a hand on, and the official I'm
sorting through something here. Oh, it's a
indirect free kick in the box. So that means that whoever's going to kick it, whether it be Drayton Baber, Brady Bragg, or Max Matthews, or excuse me, Baber's back near midfield conversing with TJ Dervin. So what they might do is have Bragg touch it and then leave it for Matthews. Big wall for Omaha Skutt. Going to be a tricky ask.
That's 8 people. Well, now we go.
And a block. Gonzalski. Blocked. Loose. Still loose.
Chaos.
Who's got it? The sideline has it. It's out of bounds.
It's like one of those plays in basketball where you just have like Luke Jungers or somebody blocking some guy 4 times in a row. That was incredible.
Or in football where Jack Stessman would leak through the pile and you'd have no idea where he was for a minute.
Ooh.
Baber.
It's getting intense.
Well, it's been intense the whole game. These teams, 2 very solid teams who desperately want this win. And play it into Pasali. No flag up, so he's onside. Pasali working through the double. Nice leave for Brady Bragg. Got to cross it, and he does. But guess who's right there? It's Noah Boyd. Ball still in the box, though, off of Boyd. Kicked right into him by Owen Glagowski. So another corner kick, and at some point, the wall's got to break because Prep's been chipping away at the wall all half. We played almost 10 minutes now, and they've spent most of it.
Yeah, I didn't catch who tried to clear it out for Skutt, but I'm not sure why they tried to go straight vertical up and down the field instead of out toward the sideline, but it gave Prep a second chance.
Ball in the box. Nice block by Gonzalski. Morey heads it. Loose. Johnson. It was tipped. And another save from Skutt. The defense has shored up when they needed it to once again. And we're going to get another stoppage.
We had a player down briefly for Prep in the box, but it looks like everything's fine now.
So it's going to be a goal kick, I believe, for Morgan Finkenbinder. Going to bounce it a couple times and going to give it a good kick. Past midfield, nearly to the 40. It does bounce at the 40. What a punt. And now here comes Skutt. Phillips nearly lost the ball out of bounds, but made a nice play to Dylan Toth. Number 8 and number 9. Nice little two-man game so far, and it's going to be a throw-in for Skutt near the edge of the flag. Almost a goal kick, but not quite. Or almost a corner kick, excuse me. Throw-in comes. It's a good one off the head of Pasali and out of bounds, so a chance to reset for Skutt and for Phillips on the throw. Oh, good play there by Glagowski. Clears it up ahead to Johnson. Johnson, touch to the sideline and out of bounds, but that is off of Cole Essner. So it's going to be a chance for Prep. Sub wants to come on. Referee doesn't see him. So we will play on like this. Brady Bragg with it. Gets to Burns. Burns touching it backwards. Resetting. There is Hove with it now. Hove going to take his time. Has Matthews to his right if he wants it, and he does. Matthews has Burns. And still dancing with the Skutt defender. Looking for Maury. Maury making a run. And not a good enough kick. Just a little behind his attackers. Baber tracking the ball. A great touch by Drayton Baber. Stopping the ball dead in its tracks. And another attacking chance for Prep. Nice touch from Glagowski. Another nice touch. Back to Baber. Got the middle if he wants to, but he's got to clear it quickly, and he does to Hove. Hove. Right sideline now to Max Matthews, playing pretty far back for a midfielder. Matthews. Working, looking. Nice slip pass to Maury. Deflected right back to Matthews. Matthews into the box.
Ooh.
And a great run there by Owen Glagowski. But Finkenbinder there to dive on the ball and neutralize the best scoring threat Prep has had in the half.
All of a sudden, it's all
short of the corner kick.
All of a sudden, it's all Junior Jays here. Starting to move the ball very effectively.
Yeah, Tyler, the script has definitely been flipped, and it's like you said in the first half, it was going to come down to which team was going to make less mistakes. Prep has been near perfect when it comes to getting the ball into Skutt's half so far. What they've got to be able to do is finish those opportunities when they have them.
The touches have been much improved in the second
Gonzowski, that touch was not much improved. Maury looked like he might have tried to run on it, but then realized it was probably a little too much for him and did not take it. So it's going to be a goal kick. Gonzowski and Maury both going to the sidelines as Zamir Isaka and Simon Metcalf come in. Trying to get some fresh legs off the bench are the Junior Jays.
Look to Isaka and Metcalf to try and provide that spark. Two known goal scorers for the Junior Jays. Need their efforts down the stretch. Jack Johnson as well, already with 2 tallies this season in 3 games.
Ball headed to Matthews. Skutt giving chase. Matthews able to recover. Matthews to Metcalf. Metcalf also chased back to Matthews. Prep definitely getting some good setups, and it's because they're taking their time more on these plays. Metcalf making a run. A nice header by Noah Boyd to neutralize that a little bit. But the ball's still deflecting. Brady Bragg right there, keeping his hands off, no foul. And Drayton Baber going to come in. Nice touches. Burns with it. Does he want to have a go? He does not. Bragg, nice play. Brady Bragg has been doing a great job on all these 50-50 balls. He's been getting to most of them. Metcalf into the middle. And here we go, another chance for Prep. Jack Johnson. Oh, what in the world was Thomas Pasali doing? He was running away from the goal.
I think he thought that Johnson wanted to peel back.
Maybe he wanted to leave it for him?
Yeah, I think he thought that was the case, and
Ooh.
Johnson had him on the run. That would have been a great look if Pasali stuck with it, but
risky.
Can't fault him.
And that ball.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Baber missed it. Baber, though, right back with him. And, oh, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
man.
something there.
Ooh.
There is definitely something there. Dylan Toth and Drayton Baber. And the official
Yellow.
going to give Drayton Baber a yellow card. And Tyler, I don't know. That seems a little excessive because there was hand fighting going on from both players.
It was like it's like when you see a pass interference called in American football, and you get a question of, well, he's pushing off, but he's grabbing the jersey. I did see it going both ways. Obviously, the official has a much better angle than we do up here, though it was on our side of the field.
And Baber was doing more too. Like he certainly was grabbing onto Toth more than Toth was grabbing onto him, but both players certainly at fault. I'm not sure that's worth a yellow card for Baber. Definitely a foul, but a yellow card seems a bit excessive.
I think the yellow might have just been brought out for the referee. He might have just noticed, okay, these guys are getting into it quite a bit. Let me just nip this thing in the bud.
And control of the game is something that can be important. Dervin lost the ball.
Control the ball is important. Oh, what a block.
Great block there. Powerful look by Skutt. But a great block by the Junior Jays. And here comes Jack Johnson. Does he want to go 1-on-3? He certainly got the capability to. And it's out of bounds. Prep will take possession. So got a little bit lucky there off of the free kick by Skutt. Able to get it right back into the Skutt defensive end. But now they got to do something with this opportunity. And a nice clearance right to the chin, it looked like, of John Burns. Made a great play. Cleared away by Sam Shent. TJ Dervin going to let it bounce to him at about the 16-yard line. Hove, plenty of space. Matthews also with plenty of space and time for Prep to start moving on the run again. Matthews leaked it out, but Blake Flom was there. Ooh, Burns with some nifty moves. Still dancing around, trying to get past Flom. He cannot. He will drop to Matthews. Nice kick from Ostojipovic. Loose ball in the middle. Johnson had it for a second, but lost it. And man, oh man, the defense of Skutt stepping up perfectly when they need to.
Yeah, but like Creighton Prep, not necessarily forcing it. Burns could have tried to shoot that one down the right sideline if he wanted to for a run, but still plenty of time. 24 minutes is plenty of time to put just one in the back of the net. So the Junior Jays do have the luxury to wait until the opportunity seems greatest. They need quality right now. They don't need quantity.
Yes. When do you think that decision making will start shifting to we just need shots on goal now?
10 minutes, 10-minute mark, I would say. You don't want to wait until there's only 5 left because it's taken long enough for them to kind of reset everything and break through the Skutt defense. You don't want to leave yourself 5 minutes because that affords you probably at most 2 rushes. Want to have 4, maybe 5 if you can.
Yep. That ball out of bounds off of Ostojipovic. So Skutt and Tababin will throw it in.
Looks like Baber will be able to check back in a moment after the yellow card.
There went for the through ball there, and very physical defense by Jacob Hove. Able to make the play, though. And yeah, the physicality is... This is one of the most physical soccer games I've seen in some time.
Yeah, especially between 2 schools in completely different classes. Yeah, they see each other every year in the Ignatian Cup, but...
That's it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Burns down.
It's against Burns. Wow.
All right, then. Flom and Burns fighting each other for the ball, trying to box out as you would in basketball, and Burns ends up getting the call against him.
Yeah, the official must have seen that Burns kind of pulled the arm
down.
But
did extend a little bit.
Because he was leaning a little more, Burns went down first. So that must have been the rationale.
Boyd, does he want to have a go? Holy cow, what a kick from Noah Boyd. And TJ Dervin with an incredible save of Will Tababin, who had a very good look at the ball. And they got to call something on Cole Essner at this point. This is getting ridiculous.
And that free kick was exactly how Jack Johnson scored against Millard North, having your strongest leg boom one in from about midfield and forcing the keeper to make a decision. Dervin made the right one, fortunately, for the Junior Jays.
And the free kick that Boyd Oh, wait a minute. He just basically kicked the ball right to his keeper. This is... Oof.
It's a deflection, I thought.
A lot of these 50-50 calls are coming up Skutt's way, though. I mean, we've seen Cole Essner extend his arm quite a bit on defense, and yet most of the calls are going against Prep. So I don't know. I feel like at some point the calls do have to be more balanced out because it is not just Prep that's committing these fouls.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yep, Baber going to take a rest. Brady Bragg will shift more up to midfield as Owen Glagowski will take a seat. Still no scoring from Prep. It is 1-0 Skutt lead with about 20 minutes to go in this ball game in the third and final game in the Ignatian Cup. Throw coming and in. Baber, though, right there, able to drop it quickly back to Hove. Hove with a man on, but doesn't have to rush it yet. Matthews, plenty of space. And now he's going to keep moving the ball upfield. How is that not a foul? About time. Thank you. Looks like that was Dominic Mantone doing battle with Zach Urata, the senior captain for the Skyhawks. And the ref thought Urata was getting a little bit too physical, so now a chance for Nick Ostoipovich with a free kick at about the 30-31 yard line. Perhaps got to get something going pretty soon here from these set pieces. And in and over everybody's head. Out to the corner. I cannot see, but it appears that they are going to give a throw-in, it looks like, to the Skyhawks.
Yep, they will. Skutt will make a change as well. Under 20 minutes to go, starting to inch a bit closer to that you need it now time for Creighton Prep. Still a fair amount of time to work with. An encouraging sign that possession has been pretty much entirely on the Skutt side of the field for Creighton Prep. Just that one opportunity on the free kick that Durfin had to come out and block. That's been it for the Skyhawks since halftime.
Certainly more Prep offense than Prep defense in the second half, but like you said, nothing to show for it. Matthews into Johnson to Ostoipovich. A lot of nice touches here from the Prep offense. Metcalf tried to get it to Bragg, but it was kicked out of bounds, so another chance for the Junior Jays, and the clock definitely starting to become a little bit more of a factor. Prep doesn't have as much of a chance anymore to set things up perfectly as they would like to. Holy cow!
They did get that one.
Yeah, this is getting ridiculous. Somebody's going to get hurt out here if they're not careful. But Skutt's defense has been physical, and the call's finally starting to go Prep's way, and that could be what they need if they're able to get a lot more set pieces in Skutt's defensive end. Ostoipovich in, had a look, and had a goal!
Metcalf.
Simon Metcalf! His first goal of the season. What a shot from Simon Metcalf in the 61st minute. And we have a draw again. What a shot from Nick Ostoipovich off the head of Simon Metcalf. A beautifully designed set piece. Ostoipovich and Metcalf congratulating each other. And what a brilliant play by the Junior Jays to tie this game back up.
I was just about to say, after we saw the free kick go a little lower and sailing over everybody's head from Ostoipovich moments ago, put a little more arc under it. Give your guys some time to read it. And let it just kind of die right over the top of the box, and that's exactly what Ostoipovich did. And Metcalf right there to put it home, and here we go on level playing field.
Nice play by Matthews.
Yeah, and now the Junior Jays, they've been pressing this whole second half. Can they jump on the Skyhawks immediately after and potentially go in front?
That's what you'd certainly like to see as a Junior Jays fan. But Skutt now in Prep's own end. That was Will Tabavin doing battle with Max Matthews, and another throw-in coming from Skutt. After the kickoff, they've immediately moved the ball well into Prep's defensive end. And they are going to have a stoppage of some sort. I am not entirely sure what's going on.
There's something on the field again.
Yeah, Metcalf had it. It's not Metcalf. I don't know whose it is, but
Matthews lost his shin guard again. Happened at the end of the Mount Michael game too.
Shin guards are tricky things to deal with.
I suppose.
Ball in. Nice play by Sam Shent to Ian Skutt, but it was cleared all the way out to the Skutt bench. And the Prep defense, which has been very strong all game, stands strong once more. And now a drop to Noah Boyd. He can get it into the box from here. We've seen him do it a couple times today, so nice pressure there by Ithaca to prevent that. And now Prep getting it on Skutt's side of the field. That's going to be off Ian Skutt, and we're on the run again. But Boyd headers it out. Or does he? Ostopovic had a chance at it, and that's going to hit one of the trees almost. We're going to need another fence jump from team manager Sam Malik, it looks like. Or will we?
Matthews has to get a quick drink before the throw-in.
Might as well. And no, one of the fans was sitting above the fence, ended up throwing it in. And, whoa, a lot of contact on Brady Bragg, and he lost the ball. And cleared away by Zach Orada into the practice net. Matthews right to Metcalf. A short, quick throw back to Matthews. Matthews doubled to Metcalf. Trying to make moves that was nice, but he couldn't quite complete it. Matthews might want to think about resetting this. A lot of Skutt defenders in the area. Ithaca had it for a second, but a lot of traffic. Ithaca nutmegged his teammate there, Metcalf. Oh! Kick is good from Drayton Baber.
Gone.
3 points from him. Did that go over the netting?
It went over everything, yep.
It went over the net. So that's in somebody's backyard now at this point.
Sure is. Talk about a souvenir.
Holy cow, what a kick from Drayton Baber. Can't believe it. You know that Gordie Howe hat trick where it'd be like get a goal, assist, and a fight in one game? Get a yellow card, a goal, and lose a ball in one game? Is that the Drayton Baber hat trick now?
Well,
That'd be pretty fun.
Sam's going to track that one down. I'm not
yeah,
sure
good luck.
I'm not sure we'll see him until Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Burns. Looking for options. Ooh, nice dance. Was hooked a little bit by the leg. Surprised no call there. But Burns was able to keep possession. Now Skutt has it. Back to Eck. Eck going to have a go. Oh, a nice touch there from Dylan Toth, but right to the Prep defense. Burns dancing. Pasali to Baber. Baber going to clear it all the way across to Matthews. Man on for Matthews. He didn't feel him. Ball still loose. Bobbins got it. Oh, Matthews, physical play, and they are going to ding him for that one. So it's going to be a free kick at one of the worst possible angles you can have one. Basically, a sideways look at the goal from here for, it looks like it's going to be Sam Shent taking it. But it's going to be interesting to see what Skutt can do with this set piece because they're also a really good set pieces team.
And they're bringing Boyd down into the box as well, so look for Shent to try and swing this one far post. And
that's certainly what you'd like.
Get any kind of deflection possible in on Dervin.
You use the height and use the big body advantage that Skutt has. Metcalf and Jack Johnson form the two-man wall that will be in the way of Shent. And, yeah, you can see Boyd trying to make his way towards the goal already. Here is the kick. It is in. It is a nice header, but T.J. Dervin able to save it. That was number 14 on the Skyhawks. Had a solid header chance, but Dervin made a nice play to save the ball and keep the game knotted at 1 goal apiece. And he will give that punt a ride to about the 45. Header, and we're done at 2. Header. Basically 5 headers in a row. If you ignore the time the ball hit the ground. And now here comes Skutt on the run again. Unable to keep the ball as to Bobbins. He was sandwiched by Hove and Metcalf. Baber with Toth rapidly approaching. And he's going to drop it back to Dervin. So Prep, I think they might be able to settle for a draw here, especially considering that it won't mean anything in the Class A standings because Skutt is Class B. And a draw against a team as talented as Skutt when they've been playing so well defensively all game, that's no small feat. Metcalf, oh, fancy run by Simon Metcalf. He's going to cross it in. He's got a man. Got 2. Ithaca, oh, had a look at it, but Finkenbinder there. Solid run by Simon Metcalf, and it results in a good shot on goal from Zamir Ithaca. but nothing doing.
And I believe if we do end regulation tied, we would go to extra time and potentially penalty kicks. I know that's the way it is in regular Class A play. Not entirely sure whether or not it's different for the Nation Cup. But we'll obviously know as soon as regulation time ends if we're still tied. Because last year, when Omaha South came here at the end of March, that game went to PKs and Packers were able to win it in another classic and a long list of them between South and Prep.
Skutt and Prep have accounted for the last 5 titles in this, according to the trophy that's hidden downstairs right now. Well, we'll make it 6 in a row. The only question is who, because Prep's won the last 4. Metcalf got on the ground, still managed to retain possession. 3 defenders in the area. Now Max Matthews has it. And he will clear it into the box. Great run from Thomas Pasali. Better defense, though, from number 11 on the Skyhawks. Pasali still with it, kicked out of bounds by Skutt. So it will be a throw-in at roughly the 5-yard line for the Junior Jays. So a chance to take the lead here with about 11 minutes remaining in this ball game. Ithaca. Oh! And there it is! Metcalf, number 2. What a play from Simon Metcalf. Comes sliding in to clean up his teammates' mess for the second time today. And Creighton Prep has taken the lead. A full team celebration. Even Sam Malik almost got in on it. He just returned from his foray into the neighborhood. But what a goal from Simon Metcalf.
Simon says Prep on top. Wow, what a play by Zamir Asaka to start it off. Using his body to break around the defender, work along the goal line, and find a way to cross it through. Metcalf right in front of the back door, just able to squeak it inside the far post with the defender coming in. What a play.
Ithaca made a great run at it, and then I think it was Pasali who might have had a chance at the ricochet as well, but Metcalf was able to slide on in and get the goal. I didn't think that ball was going in for a second, but Metcalf was able to put the finisher on it. So now a 2-1 lead for Creighton Prep with a little over 10 minutes to go. And now, if you're Prep, Tyler, does your focus shift at all, or do you continue trying to attack?
You have to keep the gas on at least for the next few minutes. You can hunker down once you get a little closer to the end of it, but don't back down a little bit, because Skutt has had nothing offensively really in the second half aside from the one look on the free kick. Have to keep the gas on, because as of right now, Skyhawks have just been lost offensively. They haven't been able to get the ball.
Yeah, you might as well keep the gas on, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, certainly. Only question is, what is Skutt going to be able to do? Because like you've mentioned, they haven't really had any production. Their one goal, as you've mentioned, is like, hey, we got a free kick once, but that's it. I mean, that's not going to be enough, especially against a team as talented defensively as Prep. They're going to have to take advantage of the runs and the breaks, but they haven't been getting any. And if that doesn't start soon with 10:29 to go in this game, then they will likely have to deal with the loss. So, got to get something going quickly, and it looks like they are trying to do that. Man down, it was Matthews on the play against Tyler Phillips, so we are going to get another free kick. And Tyler, I think one thing that Skutt might be able to do is work the ball towards the middle, because that's where a lot of those fouls have come, and that's where they've been most successful when they're working the ball into the middle offensively.
Yeah, just force the issue. Force the Junior Jays to get out of their comfort zone a little bit defensively. Just the more pressure, the better. You can't sit back from Omaha Skutt. The press has to start right now. That's a great play by Dervin.
Sam Schent right to the chest of T.J. Dervin. Dervin diving full extension for the ball and lying down on top of it afterwards. Dervin has, except for the free kick in the first half by Noah Boyd, he's been doing an incredible job at making sure he's been able to swallow up all the shots headed his way.
Yeah, he's been such a reliable presence for the Junior Jays. Only a goal
allowed. Look out for Ithaca.
Yep, only a goal allowed in the Central game. Only a goal allowed against Millard North. None against Mount Michael, and just one here today. He's been very consistent for Prep, not just in this one, but throughout the year.
That might go out of bounds. Baber's got to save that ball. He will. Giving chases to Bobbin, and that ball's out of bounds. And to Bobbin will get the throw-in. Substitutions coming on And that might not be what Skutt wants, because you see it a lot where a team will have momentum, and then all of a sudden the ref calls for the subs to come on, so you can't get off the quick throw. That can hurt a team. But it's not momentum that Skutt really needs right now. It's just a goal-scoring opportunity, and they've got a chance here. What do you think they should look for off this throw?
Possession, first of all. That's been the hardest thing.
Definitely don't throw it right to Drayton Baber.
Come up with it.
Oh, a beautiful play by Thomas Pasali to keep the ball in. Pasali still on his feet, making moves. Brady Bragg. How is that not a foul, sir? Bragg working. Metcalf with it. Tried to clear it in, but Noah Boyd has been a brick wall defensively for the Skyhawks. It is a brick wall again. Hove taking his time. Scott's got to start putting some pressure on the Prep defenders at some point. There's only 8 minutes to go. Boyd going to header it, working on the much smaller Jack Johnson, but Johnson doing a great job shielding the ball. Ball right on the corner flag.
Goodness. How is it still in play? There it is. Corner.
I got to say, I would not expect Noah Boyd to be the guy going down after a play like that, but he did go down. Prep fans very happy with the play of their team right now, and now you get another patented Creighton Prep set piece with a chance to make it a 3-1 lead and perhaps provide the cushion that they will need to take the Ignatian Cup. It is Nick Ostopovich. He was the assister on Metcalf's first goal. Can he do so again? This kick shorter, and Sam Shent able to head it out, but here comes Drayton Baber. Going to take a touch, have a go. No, he will not. Instead, his pass will be stolen by Tyler Phillips. And a long pass in, but Max Matthews able to control it, corral it, gets it to Burns. Burns to Bragg to Burns. Ooh, fancy footwork from the Junior Jays. But it's not good enough to keep possession. And here come the Skyhawks the other way. They probably got to consider hurrying at some point. You said that 10 minutes would be the time to start attacking. We're now at 6:40, and Scott's got to get something going soon. There's also a player down.
It's Hove. That's a big loss for the Junior Jays.
Ref has still not stopped play. And there it is, finally. Hove down on the ground in pain. Trainer and coach will come out onto the field to check on him. So, as we were saying before the stoppage, Tyler, it's time to attack now for the Skyhawks. But with so little offensive firepower, how do you think they should go about doing that?
Well, what you've been talking about in the beginning, they've got to work in the middle, especially if Hove is out or not 100%. Creighton Prep, not entirely sure who the replacement would be at that center back position. Hove has been an 80-minute player, without a doubt, through and through for the Junior Jays, and to lose him would be a huge issue. So Skutt has to find a way. I know with Prep, the strategy is usually work the outside, make a run down the sideline toward the corner and cross it in. Skutt can't do that because Prep's strength throughout the game has been outside, and it's going to stay on the outside because Hove is at the middle. So I think you have to work through the middle, maybe try and back your way in toward the top of the box and then leave it for a strike just outside the box. It's going to be interesting to watch. 6:31 to go. Hove is going to leave the field, fortunately walking on his own power. We'll see what Prep has in response with one of their leaders coming off the field. Looks like Legowski is in, and Bragg might end up manning center back.
Baber gonna give this one a rock. And Matthews will also clear it. Johnson unable to take possession. Arata headed it, and now Johnson does have possession. He will give it to Metcalf. Metcalf, a long clearance. Ostopovich wants to challenge here. A good shield from Noah Boyd, slowing up Ostopovich just enough. And now Boyd goes down.
Looked like he might have felt something in his right calf. That's what he's grabbing at.
I think what he did is he tried a little too hard to stop, and he stopped too quickly. I think that might be why.
Well, thankfully he's staying in the game.
He is, and Skutt's definitely going to need him. He's been a defensive presence all afternoon, and he was all morning against Mount Michael as well. Nice header there to Ian Skutt. And is that ball still in? It is. Ostojić will take possession. Glagowski will clear it. There is Boyd again, headering it back. And that does mean that Finkenbinder can pick it up. Finkenbinder going to dribble it, going to give this one a rock, and that's going to nearly hit the 30. What a kick from Finkenbinder. And a header right into Dervin. He will pick it up. It was offsides anyway for Will Tababin. So with about 5 minutes to go, here's where Prep probably starts thinking about just delaying things a bit and finishing this ball game up. You can see it right there. A soft roll right to Bragg from Dervin. John Burns dancing around the midfield to Isaka. Perhaps I spoke too soon. Prep's still looking towards the Skutt goal. Here is Burns off the pass from Pasali. Taking his time. Looking for Metcalf on the run, but nothing doing there. And Finkenbinder able to swallow it up. Do you think Prep should start toning things down a little bit and just holding on to possession?
Well, let's see what happens.
I guess
here.
we will.
Yeah,
Tyler
let's see what
Phillips
happens here. Hold on.
with the cross. Good play there by Brady Bragg. Phillips still fighting for possession with Baber. Baber won it. Ostojić.
I don't think they should, to answer your question, because if they can just keep possession, which they've been doing for the most part, I think if you do go into an all-defensive mode, you risk losing possession for a substantial period of time, and that's really been the only way Skutt has had an opportunity. You know, it hasn't been like, you know, when the Junior Jays are pressing offensively, it goes back and forth, and possession's kind of bouncing around. You can get a lucky break for
you're
Skutt.
Right.
If the Junior Jays can keep doing what they're doing, just hold possession, then absolutely stay with the offense.
They will not hold possession here, though. That's Zach Arata on the throw-in, giving it right to Essner. Essner going to try and clear it into the middle. Had a chance. There's no offsides. This play is still live, but that kick is going to go out of bounds and be a goal kick for the Junior Jays. It's probably about the best. Oh, it is a corner.
Yeah, it was deflected.
That was probably about the best shot Skutt was going to get. Basically a 2-on-2 opportunity with Dervin as the keeper, but Prep able to force the corner kick. And now if you're the defense, you have to know where all the players are. We've seen a couple Prep defenders lose track of where the Skutt attackers are at times. They cannot do that here. They have to know where everybody is, and they have to make sure that they don't get a good look. And Baber able to clear this one easily. That'll bounce out to Eck.
Oh.
Eck, a horrible kick. That must have slipped out of his foot wrong. And now it is Urata who's going to take it. Got a little bit of space, not much. Clears it into the middle. Ostojić got it. Has Metcalf on the run. Too much mustard on that kick for Ostojić because Metcalf was about to run till there was no tomorrow. Finkenbinder up ahead to Essner. Essner the clear. Oh, what a beautiful kick. But Brady Bragg right there to header the threat out of bounds into the brick wall. And TJ Dervin was attacking that ball too. If Bragg didn't get it, he certainly would have. So the aggression on defensive Prep really is what shifted this game, because that's why Skutt hasn't had that many opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe one last look coming here on the corner.
That's high enough, but Bragg was able to head it out. Oh, a flip there, it looked like, from Arata. Now another chance. Here is Tababin. Making moves. Blocked by Jack Johnson. Here come Johnson and Metcalf. Metcalf, a nice pass to Johnson. And here comes Jack Johnson on the run.
Just force the ball as far down
Ian
the field
Skutt
as you can here.
Guarding him. Jack Johnson still with possession. Double teamed. And it's a Prep throw-in with 1:30 to go. What a play.
Wow. What work by Johnson.
And he's only a sophomore, tied for the team lead in goals this year with 2, alongside Max Matthews, Owen Glagowski, Simon Metcalf, Zamir Isaka, and Tyler Gonzowski. But you can see the effort there. He just wanted the ball. Oh,
Ooh,
holy cow.
Yeah.
That's got to be a card.
It isn't.
Right? Zach Arata just grabbed a man by his neck and threw him to the ground. What is going on?
No, it's not going to matter. It looks like the Junior Jays, barring something miraculous, are going to come out of this on top.
Don't announce or jinx this yet.
Scott's going to have to hurry.
Ostojić going to take his time on this free kick in. Nobody got there. Ithaca.
Foul against Prep.
Oh, of course that's a foul against Prep. When one guy grabs another guy by the neck, it's just common foul. When two guys are going for the ball and one of them hits the other, there's probably a foul. Been a very physical game. That's all I'm going to say. Skutt's got to hurry. Under 30 seconds now. Great play by Johnson on defense. Ithaca keeping it from Eck. A late call. Clock's still running, I believe. Ten seconds now.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
And that will do it. Cardiac CP has returned on the soccer pitch, coming back from down 1-0 at halftime behind two Simon Metcalf strikes to win the game 2-1. Tyler, if it can't be Mr. Metcalf, who's your man of the match?
If it's not Mr. Metcalf,
well, it obviously would be if you could, right?
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, if I had to go with anybody else, I'm looking at Zamir Asaka. He made the great play to set up the second Metcalf goal and was a big-time force for the Junior Jays in the middle of the field. You know, we kind of see him more as an in-and-out, off-the-bench kind of guy, but he had substantial minutes today and was a key factor for the Junior Jays. Thomas Pasali was key as well, making things happen down the wing, getting back defensively to make sure Skutt didn't have more opportunities than they did in the first half. But Junior Jays this is a big win for them as a team.
And credit to TJ Durbin, too. After giving up the free kick goal, he very easily could have just gone into a funk. I know some goalies are prone to do that after giving up a goal, but he just kept at it. He kept being aggressive. He kept playing hard. And he made a lot of crucial saves in what ended up being a one-goal victory.
Yeah, but Prep for the second time this year, already saw it against Central, going down early but showing their fight and willing themselves to a team victory in the end. That's huge early on in this season. A lot of teams can't put that together at any point in their season, let alone in the first week. But the Junior Jays get it done and got a big opportunity coming up Monday night at Omaha South, top team in Class A.
Yep, they're an undefeated heavyweight challenger right now, looking to go into the champion's house and beat them next Monday at 7 at Omaha South. Currently 4-0 are the Junior Jays. This is the third loss of the season for Omaha Skutt, who falls to 1-3, but they will finish second in the Ignatian Cup. So for Tyler Reedy, our entire crew, I am Brendan Prizeman saying thank you for watching and have a wonderful weekend.